Thank you. Yeah, people don't realize. Yeah, I'm back. I'm back. People don't realize, like, oh, congratulations. Yeah, people don't realize, like, I'm a Leo. People don't realize that we're not allowed to lie to make the case look better because it can be used as against me all for the rest of my life. And his, like, even when he was alive, like, we had to be super honest about everything in on social media, on TV, on everything. There's nothing that we could lie about because, again, if there was a situation where he was to have a retrial, that could have been used against him. Some of the Albanian, well, the females more are supporting me than the men. He was a Scorpio. Scorpio. He was October 30th. I'm guessing that's Scorpio. The only thing that was against him was those 2008 interviews. Whilst he was high, there's nothing against him other than that. Whereas the co-defendant, there was so much overwhelming evidence against him and they didn't even pursue it against him. Like, right? Like, there was no DNA, there was nothing that could show that James did it. Nothing. Like, I've messaged the cousin, but he's not going to reply back. I've heard from the legal team that he's not doing mentally well at all since James passed. He's really struggling. When people, like, do you know what it is? I just wish people were more open to questioning, like, instead of just making judgment. And this is the problem, people don't realize these people on social media, on media outlets, all these people, they are analysts, like, they are smart analysts, and they know how to rage bait people, like, they know how to give a story. Like, let me give you an example, right? I've been told so many times by journalists, oh, we had to write this headline to make people want to read the article. That's why you saw the Times, that's why you saw so many places where they were like, British woman marries double murderer. Because when I would ask them, why would you do that? They'll be like, because that's the only way we can get people to read the article. So again, spending so much time with media outlets the last 6 months, spending so much time with PR teams and all these people, they teach you things that people don't realize. So when you go on social media, when you go on Google, when you go on all these media outlets, they do things that they know it will catch the people's eyes and they admit it. But it's majority of it is not true. And yes, I'll give it to you. There are some people on social media that lie and that want a story on them. But when it comes to legal stuff, when it comes to legal cases, you cannot lie because it will be used against you in court, especially in a criminal case like James's. Like, I wish sometimes, because it's crazy, because thank you, Sharifa, I was offered to be followed throughout the time that I was fighting for James's case. And I said no, because I don't want cameras following me places. Like, I want to be with my husband in every moment. If I had allowed these documentary people to follow me throughout the time in Texas, you guys would have really seen the truth of what was going on in the background when John Crusoe's ADA assistant was telling me this is not even about his innocence, this is about politics. Thank you, Chrissy. When people were telling me that, we know he never did it, but they're never going to give it to him because he's a black boy. When people people are even in the courts, the Dallas criminal courts are telling me we can't even go against this case because we're going against ourselves for what we have done in this case to mess him up. Like, you don't understand the amount of stuff that happens in the background. Thank you. Like, people don't understand the stuff that we know. He took the fall. One, he was framed whilst he was high. Whilst he was high, he got put into the jail at 4 o'clock in the morning. There's literally, go on my page, you will see there's like reports of him saying, I'm high, I'm seeing shit. Like, telling these people. And then literally, and then literally 4 hours later, 5 journalists turn up at the court, at the jail. If journalists will tell you it takes up to 8 hours for them to even to get permission to get into the jail. So that's what I'm saying to you. So, and then, let me tell you this. Sean Rabb, his wife, who's now the Dallas sheriff, by the way, that Ken Paxton is investigating. Sean Rabb's wife, who interviewed James, his wife was the assistant police chief in Dallas. Not only that, Steve Pickett and Sean Rabb, they went to the same church together. The main blonde lady that interviewed, they're all friends. And then the foreman juror, which by the way, they struck off the first time and they only had a white jury until the judge got up and said, hold on a minute, you're about to give him a Batson case. They then put back in a black juror who was against the death penalty. Yeah, like, guys, come on. Like, they all work together. Like, literally, they are state agents. So make it make sense. I have people. Do you know what's so crazy? I have people, because they tried to say that James was a gang member. I have had people from gangs message me and say, we have never claimed James because James was never part of us. Whereas for the cousin, I've had gang members fully claim that he was part of their gang and that weapon came from them. So what I'm saying to you is, why don't Sean Rabb, and let me tell you something even crazy. Steve Pickett, right? Steve Pickett, this weirdo, when I tell you he's an old man weirdo, right? Steve Pickett tried to interview James back in January. I said to James, no, we're not doing an interview with somebody that literally made you look bad, that interrogated you. Thank you. I literally said to James, we're not doing it. So James denied him, right? Denied him. Demarius's confession came March 11th. Steve Dan Pickett decided that he was going to go on news and say, oh, James denied our interview, and then play the interview of 2008. But you wasn't saying anything from January before the admission came out. So people need to realize what I'm talking about. John Crusoe decided to exonerate a guy after 70 years with the same case as James. 70 years, Tommy Lee Walker, thinking that he was going to win another seat for another term, right? John Crusoe was the same guy that sat there with us and said, I cannot believe that James is in death row with no previous criminal record. When he did not win and he failed that other term, he didn't get it. He disappeared and decided to do podcasts. Because he thought that Tommy Lee Walker, by exonerating Tommy Lee Walker, bearing in mind Greg Abbott and John Crusoe hate each other. Because John Crusoe does not pursue the death penalty in capital murder cases anymore. Do you guys know any of that? Guys, I know dirt on the Dallas on the DA, the previous DA. Like, I can tell you right now, I've got emails. I've got things that people don't even know, because I kept walking into those DA's offices and those criminal courts, and they would tell me stuff. They would sit there and tell me stuff. So when people are sitting here saying, oh, James admitted it. Okay, but let's go back to, do you know how many people falsely confess? It's such a high percentage of the amount of people that falsely confess. especially a 19-year-old, that went through so much in life, that was traumatized. He witnessed his own cousin end 2 lives. I would be traumatized. Like, how can you ignore DNA? How can you ignore an admittance? How can you ignore anything? Bearing in mind, right? Bearing in mind, to admit to a crime that matches the DNA, let me tell you something. He was at risk of getting the death penalty. Hence why he didn't do it for many years. People don't know that. Demarius has been talking about that. He's been admitting it. It's just he wouldn't put it on paper for many years. And then when James got the execution date, that's when he got scared, because he didn't want James to die for something he didn't do, and he put it on paper and put it on a recording that he did it and that James didn't do it. But you're sitting here telling me, yeah, he waited 17 years. Do you think we wanted him to wait for 17 years? Because I wish he spoke up sooner. Because he's been admitting it way before. It's just he wouldn't put it on paper. Like, he just wouldn't put it on paper. Thank you, Maria. I hate it when people sit here and act like they know stuff. The law is not simple. Hence why the law is one of the hardest degrees to finish. Like, it's called knowledge, and then just running by what social media tells you and what the media want to tell you. The whole job is to make something look more appealing by giving them specific, like, come on, man. This is why I'm so stressed out. And then when people say, yeah, but he was there, he's still as guilty. Okay, so why couldn't he do life without parole? Or why couldn't he be responsible for the robbery only, like the legislators of Texas said? Why couldn't he just be responsible for the robbery or just have life without parole? But no. So how can he be executed for something he did not do? He wasn't even under the law of parties. Because he took the blame. James has never had trouble with the police, with any crime. But Demarius, who was a gang member, by the way, he was a Bloods gang member, and I've got screenshot of a Bloods gang member admitting that Demarius was a part of them, and he was in juvenile jail from a young age. You think I don't know Demarius's family? Their mothers are sisters. I spent so much time with that family. So James wanted to protect his cousin from getting the death penalty by him taking the blame, because his chances of getting the death penalty were low, because he never had a previous criminal record. But guess what happened? You end up a black boy in a case where the victims are white and Republicans, and best believe you are not going to live long. My husband regretted taking the blame for something he never did. Do you think my husband wanted to take a blame for that? And then not only that, he was high. He was high off his head. When we sat down with Texas and spoke about a retrial, they knew that those interviews would not be admissible in a retrial in 2026. They knew. Hence why what? They had to execute him, because they knew. They knew, especially when legislators of Texas, John Busey, all these other people and Republicans got up and went to speak to Governor Abbott and said, he cannot be executed for something he didn't do. The evidence is too overwhelming that he didn't do it. Peroxide Karen, get out my face, please. Yeah, I will be going on all month, because that's what you Texan Peroxide Karens want. You guys want us to shut up, because you don't. This is what these people like to do. They would rather shut you up or make you look crazy, because that's the only way they know best. I've been going on about it all month, yet you still listen to me. Yeah, I'm still living rent free in your head. It's crazy. It's crazy. And you know what's so even more crazy? Is the fact that for 17 years, they shut my husband's mouth. They threw him in a cage and nobody can oppress me. Nobody in this earth. You're going to have to kill me if you want to oppress me. And let me tell you something, right? Let me tell you something. For 17 years, they locked my husband in the cage and didn't give him a voice. They stole his voice away. And people have lied on his name and lied on his name and lied on his name. When I got up and started speaking the truth, why was I getting threats? Why was they threatening my life? When I started speaking the truth, why was they going above and beyond to try and prove me wrong? Why? Because if you were so determined and if you were so certain that James was so guilty, why are you triggered? Why are you triggered? You 10 toes down. You should have been 10 toes down and thought, listen, if I was lying about something and and the truth started coming out, I will panic. But if I'm telling the truth about something and people are I will not even feel any type of way because I know my truth. I know the truth. Like, you think you can get to me because I married a death row inmate? You can't get through to me. You can't, because that's the truth. It's simple. It's realistic. It's truth. I married a death row inmate. You can't get to me. What am I going to do? Scream and shout? But if you are so certain the last 17 years you were telling the truth, why are you triggered even after his death? Why are you consistently stalking me? Why? Why are you planning my death? Why are you planning to try and get me oppressed? You said you wanted him dead. You got him dead. Why are you still coming after me? Why am I living rent-free in your head? He's dead, right? But now all of a sudden they're trying to shut my mouth. Why? Why? There's so many questions I have for the people that say that he committed the crime. Because if you're so certain he's so guilty, family members of bless the Butler, Matthew Butler and Stephen Swan, bless their souls. But the Butler family, till this day, they stalk me. Till this day, they try and find ways to shut my mouth. To the point, let me get it as far as it gets, right? I haven't spoken to my biological parents for over 15 years. Please tell me how they find my biological dad's number. My biological dad's number. I don't even know where this man lives. Found his number to contact him to tell him to shut my mouth. But apparently they've been telling the truth for 17 years, right? I'm tired of it. I'm tired of it because this is what happens. When you're telling the truth, they try and make you look crazy, or they try to oppress you, to shut your mouth, to put fear in you. Let me tell you something. If I watched my husband die before my eyes for 21 minutes by force, even when I was telling them I want to leave, I want to go, they told me, no, you cannot leave until he's declared dead. Do you think anything can fear me in this earth? You think I am scared of a lethal injection? You think I'm scared of a trigger? You think I'm scared of anybody? Come off it. So why am I being harassed by people? Why am I being harassed by people that apparently for 17 years they've been telling the truth? And then all of a sudden, the next day we get endorsements. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on, you guys don't know what I know. I promise you, I will never come on here. One thing that people know about me is I'm too prideful. I'm an egotistical woman. I have too much ego to come in here and lie and make up anything. Trust me, I know what I'm talking about. I've seen it all. And when I start releasing page after page after page after page of proof, I've already released the DNA. When I start releasing more and more and more information, let's see how that goes. Because have you not realized it's easier to exonerate somebody after they execute them than whilst they're alive? It is easier to exonerate somebody once they've been killed than whilst they're alive. I'm so frustrated. People don't understand how frustrated I am. Good morning. I'm so frustrated because I have to wake up every single day knowing that he got killed right in front of my face for something he didn't do. Like, there are people right now that are looking in their hands and there's blood on them. There's blood on those hands. Like, do you understand? These are the same people that turned around and said, James will never give his life to Christ. James is the devil. James is this. My husband gave his life to Christ 2 years beforehand. If he was such a dangerous person, why was he trusted to mentor men in segregation in a high maximum security case? Oh my God. Do you know what? Some of you men, I see your name every single time. Like, do you guys have nothing better to do? Thank you, Claudia. How am I feeling? I'm so angry. Like, I think I'm so angry. I don't know if this is grief or what the heck it is. Like, I'm so mad. Okay, Liliana, definitely gonna look at it. Sorry, because I just received so many messages. I'm kind of like, do you know what? It's not even about the attorneys. We had one of the best petition briefs. Like, we had the best petition briefs, but no matter what attorney we had, they were after his neck, honey. They were after his neck. Like, to the point, like I said earlier, they kept telling me it's not even about his innocence, it's about politics. It's about politics. That's what they kept saying to me. It's about politics. And this is people within the system. And this is what frustrates me, right? Like there were so many factors in this case to the point that, of course, that you just said it. Let me tell you something. You know what they said. You know the case about removing all the black jurors from the jury, right? You know what their reason was for not being racist? Because the prosecutor was black. That's the one person that knows how to go against their own race. It's like, it's crazy. Like, they're saying, oh, there's no way it could be racist because the prosecutor was black. That's the man that can get away with saying whatever he wants. Do you guys realize, yeah? The prosecutor made millions from James's case. Millions. And he left. He left his job once he made the money. I'm a graduate. I've already graduated law school. Yes, the family were white, but they knew how to listen. They knew what to do. The families were white, but they knew to come on. Let me tell you something, right? The prosecutor turned around and called James an animal from Animal Planet, an ape and a new breed. Of course, a black prosecutor can say that to him. Of course, because if it was a white prosecutor, he couldn't say that. Like, and then they try to say, oh, it couldn't have been a Batson case because the prosecutor was black. Thank you. Like, I'm not gonna lie. I was in so much shock that you would sell your own race. Because my race has already disappointed me. I've given up on these people. Like, I've genuinely given up on my race. Like, they have disappointed me for histories, but to have to actually face it face to face, they have disappointed me so much. But to give up your race, to go against a brother that you know did not commit the crime for a couple million, I don't know in this world anymore. I don't know in this world anymore. Jesus, come back. Like, I have never asked Jesus to come back so much the way I have asked him since being exposed to the stuff I've seen. He knew how to portray a black boy. He knew how to use his culture against a black boy. Hence why they did not have, that's why they did not have no evidence. Let me tell you this, they had no evidence that James did it. So what did David Alex do? He decided to make him into a black gang member, into a psychopath. So they tried to say, oh, he knew how to use the culture against him. Come on. Come on. Oh, trust me, these people sleep well at night. I can tell you now. They sleep well at night because they didn't do it. No, he did not play no game. How did he play the game? He got executed. How the heck did he play the game when he got executed? Because if he played the game, then my husband was a dummy. Like, what the heck? You tell me if he did it, because apparently you was there. Do you know what's so crazy, right? People have gone above and beyond to say that. Let me tell you something. People have gone so above and beyond. Their lies are so crazy. So people went above and beyond to even make up the conversation that happened that night between Stephen, Matthew, James, and Demarius. Thank you. They went above and beyond to make up the conversations when there was no CCTV. Nobody that night knew what the conversation happened that led for the cousin to end those two lives. Nobody knows. Nobody will ever know. Like, how can you sit there and make up a whole conversation that they had when there was no, like, make it make sense. Somebody try to say, oh, Matthew asked James if he would rap for Christ. When was you there? Like, I'm not, honestly, you guys are trying to make me look crazy, but it's common flipping sense. Oh, James laughed. Okay, there is about, let's say there was about 100 people in the room. Yeah, there was about 100 people in the room. How come only two people saw it? Teresa Butler and David Alex. Only those two people saw him laugh, but nobody else in that room saw him laugh. Try turn around and say, oh, he doesn't have a birth certificate. How could he have been accepted in school, in the military? How do you think I found his biological dad? How do you think I knew what hospital he was born? How the heck do I know that the wrong man is on that on that birth certificate? Because I saw the damn birth certificate. Even when they said, "Oh, $2," how that has never been on the transcripts. Listen, I don't need to speak to you because I ain't got time. Honestly, I ain't got time for fake Albanians. From the moment you have OTR on your profile, you need to get the hell out my face. What a beg. Like, how can you be repping a gang, a violent gang in Albania, and then you're sitting here talking about my husband? Get the hell out of here. Mireki. Oh, I don't know. I don't know my husband. Thank God. Do you even know the girl you sleep with? Come off it, man. Come off it. Come off it. Come off it. Come off it. Go get a grip in life about I don't know the man. Again, like I said, if I didn't know my husband, why would a whole legal team, not even legal team, media, everybody that came to me come and ask me for my last word when they couldn't get access to my husband? Trust me. Trust me. Trust me. Because people need to trust you to make decisions, life-changing decisions, life and death decisions for somebody in death row. And they came to me. But apparently I don't know my husband. Apparently I didn't know nothing. Okay. All right. Bro, I've got his own boxes I've got his boxes, his damn boxes in my bedroom. So how are you sitting here telling me I don't know my husband? Get out of here, man. Seriously, some people just talk for the sake of talking. Social media opened people's mouths to become just evil and disgusting. Like, if you guys use social media to make a change in this earth, do you know how blessed we would be? Do you know how much changes we would do? Do you know how many of these people that sit there and abuse their power wouldn't be able to abuse their power if we used this social platform to go against people that are abusing power? Do you know how well we could have done in this life? But we choose to be bitter and we choose to be evil on social media. Like, before social media came, what did you guys do? People use propaganda, they use posters. I ain't holding up well at all. I'm not even gonna lie, I ain't holding up well. I ain't holding up well at all. Like, it's frustrating. It's frustrating. Like, it's frustrating to know that they killed somebody that never even committed the crime. Like, and it's just, and then people just, these peroxide Karens, they irk my soul. They irk my soul. Like, the redneck bobs, I don't, they don't even clean their nasty beards. And then you have these little sorry Albanian men that go and rep OTR and all these little violent gangs in Albania, but then they want to talk here about, oh, I can't deal with it. I can't deal with it. Nothing's going to happen with his cousin because they protected him. They've put him under, he's under protective order from the families. They're protecting him. Have you guys, let me tell you something, right? Have you never ever questioned how they only targeted James and that they never ever targeted the cousin? Did you ever question why? Did you ever question why, where they never ever pursued the death penalty on the cousin? Why were they never talking about him? There you go. Question it. Question it when there was two people in that place. When the cousin actually bought the weapon himself. Because there's a reason why. The only deal that they offered was to the cousin. Admitted to, oh Lord Jesus, oh my God, I swear to God, being fickle is so. Do you know what I always say? Being stupid is free. On my life, being stupid is free. It's free. It doesn't take no time. It doesn't, literally, it's for free. Gaining knowledge takes time and money sometimes. I don't know. People keep telling me you need to heal, you need to heal, you need to heal. And I'm just like, I ain't got time to heal. I need to clear his name. Thank you, Emily. I need to clear his name. I need to keep his name alive, because let me tell you something. There are so many people that are being executed and they just become another word, another name, another number. Like, and you need to find God, but I need to find another man. Like, come off it. It's just, oh, like, it's just, I'm just so glad that the first year, and I've known him for over 2 years, but I'm just so glad that, I'm just so glad that him and I had that private time, had that private time before we became public, because that was super important to us, for us to spend time together before all this crap comes before us. Like, I knew from the beginning. This is what I mean, yeah. So I don't know if people know. So when you do your law degree, there's a module that is super, 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 super important that you have to pass, which is the evidence module, right? And we were always trained, always taught in law school. If somebody openly and willingly confesses to a crime, don't ever take it as Bible. Don't ever take it as Bible, because criminals don't just easily get up and admit to something. Something's going on, right? Something's going on. So when I saw those videos initially, I'm like, this doesn't make sense. This doesn't make sense to me, because nobody just, and then he's rapping Lil Wayne whilst he's confessing to something. Then he's trying to give subliminals to people like, you can't find my DNA on anything. And he's like trying to give subliminals to people within the confession. And it's like, if you listen closely to it, you just sit there and think like, this doesn't make sense. These confessions don't make sense. And then I didn't even ask him, because you can't speak about the case. Everything is recorded and subject to monitoring. So he said to me, all I want you to do is get my transcript. He got his lawyer to send me his transcripts, and they're such big files. They had to come in flash drives, right? I've got the flash drives, but they're tucked away. They're literally in big flash drives, right? And I'm going through everything, and I'm like, what? But this is before I knew about the DNA. This is why I knew before. Thank you, Glenda. This is before I knew anything about the evidence, about nothing. Now I've got up and I'm reading. I've gotten up now and I'm reading through this transcript. 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 And I'm like, what? Like, how the heck did you end up with the death penalty? And I'm like, DNA does not, it excludes you from everything. All the evidence they had was not evidence to show you did do the shooting. It was just trying to, it was just trying to make you a psychopath. They put they put a therapist on the stand that never ever spoke to James, and he used statistics to kind of determine that he was a psychopath. And it was like, they used rap lyrics. And then when you look at, like, for example, so every juror gets questionnaire when it comes to the death penalty, right? Every black juror got struck off for the same things that white jurors were put into the thing, it was like nothing was making sense. And I remember going to see him. I know. I know. And they said that it's sweat equity. But so yeah, so I remember I went through this transcript, went through it, and then I went to see him. And I'm like, I remember just looking at him like, and he's like, "What's up? What's going on?" And I'm like, "You have the same transcript as me, right?" And he's like, "Yeah." He goes, "Have you seen it?" And I said, "Well, yeah." And they did. Trust me, they did. Trust me, people don't know. That lawyer kept saying to Demarius, you need to put it down in writing that you are admitting, because he kept saying, we always knew Demarius did it. He was saying it, but he just wasn't putting it down on paper because he was scared. Pardon me. He was scared. He was scared of what could happen to him. And because they wasn't giving James the execution date, he was under the impression that, oh, well, James has got fantastic. They've got a massive multi-million-dollar, billion-dollar firm that they were going to take him out of death row, because the cousin's been saying it way, way before March 11th. But when James got the execution date, that's when he put it down on paper and on recording. No, he won't speak to me. He won't speak. I wrote to him, but he won't speak to me. After James passed, I think it was like 2 days after James passed, I messaged him for the first time. Oh, I don't want to nonen. Att nonen shaky katastrof. I don't know anymore, man. And then and do you know what pisses me off, right? Do you know what pisses me off? You have sisters in church that judge you and gossip about you, but yet they're married to men who actually committed crimes. But all of a sudden, now because they're out of jail and they've given their life to Christ, they're better than James? Baby girl, your husband actually committed the crime. You can't even fly to the States with him. And you're sitting here gossiping about me. I swear to you. I swear to you, the stuff I've seen. Yeah, you're okay. You said your husband's not a criminal. Nice logic. But is there logic between having a fake account, making a fake number to have a fake account, and making emails for you to have a fake account and then talk against me? Is there logic there? Is there logic there? Where's the logic in that? To have a fake account with how many followers? 20 followers and 22 following with a user. You're talking about your husband not being. Where's the logic? Somebody give me the logic of a fake account. Yeah. James, before he passed away, he organized therapy for me. I now need to put so now I just put all his case together, and then keep on fighting for it. The chances of exonerating somebody after they're executed is higher than whilst they're alive. So, yeah. And guys, remember, you know the elections are in November. You know that the elections are in November. That's what I'm saying to you. My husband's case is about politics. It had nothing to do about his innocence. Like, it had nothing to do about his innocence. Like, I remember having conversations with judges within the system, and they're literally telling the DA, like, hello, what are you doing? And he's angry because he lost his election. He lost his place. Nothing happens to them. Nothing at all. Nothing happens to them. They're busy trying to get me ended. Faliminderit. Oh, of course they do. They're like that with the AG. Like that. How do you think all of a sudden all these endorsements are coming? In the middle of a political run, a political election. They can't persecute me for what? For speaking up. First Amendment. Just the way these people say First Amendment. What can they prosecute? They can't prosecute me for nothing. For telling the truth. Because they were aiming after James. They wanted James dead. They knew that if James got, because we've had these conversations I had a conversation with Greg Abbott's office. They knew if James got a retrial, which he was so close to getting a retrial, by the way, they knew that the confession videos of 2008, the false confession videos of 2008, were not admissible in court. That's why. They said it. And that should say enough. Legislators of Texas were getting up and saying he should have never been given the death penalty. If anything, he should be charged with robbery, not with the two lives ending. Guys, you really think I'm going to get up on social media and act like a fool if I was lying? Like, I ain't got time for this. Like, I love my private life. Korfraune lobt till God. You really think I want to go on here and make a fool out myself for something that I didn't know? Like, come off it, man. I preferred my private life where I was able to go to school runs and not worry about people. Like, I literally preferred the old life I had. I preferred the private life I had with James when nobody knew nothing. Like, it was easy. It was simple. I don't fight for something. I don't fight for something, and if I didn't believe in it, hasn't the man been executed? What are we fighting for now? If somebody got killed unjustly, would you just give up? Would you just give up? No, I'm not gonna. Let me tell you something. I am going to fight for his life until my last breath. People die every day. I don't think you would say that about a family member. I promise you. Yes, people die every day. That is true. When it's your time to go, it's your time to go. But one thing you're not going to do is tarnish somebody's name because of your own bitterness and your own, like, I always knew my husband, me and my husband always used to speak about it. I used to say to him, eventually one of us have to leave this earth. Like, we all have to leave this earth. But not the way he got killed. Like, you guys don't understand the amount of panic attacks I've had because I will do interviews. I'm not used to it. My face is all over the damn place. Like, people don't understand. Are you crazy? Are you actually crazy? You know, James Broadnax was born in California, Fort Ord, in B. Hayes Silas Hospital, which is a military base, which has been closed down now. You know that James went to school in many places, Mount Vernon, all over Texarkana and Arkansas. One of the high schools being Hope High School. Do you know that I know where James, do you know, I even know the storekeeper that knew James from the age of 6, 7. Do you know, I know where that he lived in the projects. Do you know that I have done my study on this man? So you're telling me I don't know my husband? I even knew where my husband used to hide to run away from the abuse he was enduring. Do you want me to carry on? Do you want me to carry on to tell you how much I know my husband before he showed me what I wanted to see? Okay. One thing that people don't understand is when James and I started dating, I said to him, I want to go back 35 years. I'm going to go back to Texarkana, to Arkansas, to Texas, and I am going to ask every single person that grew up with you, ex-girlfriends. I know his ex-girlfriends. I know his criminal record before. I know everything. Everything about, I even know his blood type. His blood type. I know what illnesses he's had. I know even a flu when he's had it. I've got all his medical records. I've got everything. And you're telling me I don't know my husband before he was arrested? Yeah. Okay. Okay, honey. I even have his school reports. School reports. From kindergarten until high school. And you tell me I don't know my husband? Rap lyrics and a false confession whilst he was under the influence. That they knew he was taking the fault for his cousin. That's all the evidence they had. It is. It is sad. That's what breaks my heart. It's so unfair. It's so annoying. People say I don't know my husband. I went to 2 funerals I had no business being in. I went to 2 funerals I had no business being in. But because all his family members were there, I wanted to see I wanted to see what kind of family he had. He took the blame for what his cousin did. His cousin is struggling mentally. His cousin is struggling mentally so much. They don't care about, this is one thing that people forget. Texas creates procedures to go against the law. That's why if you ever end up in a case, and I pray to God nobody ever ends up in a case with Texas, they will say abuse of writ or you're procedurally barred. That's their argument always, procedurally barred, but not legally barred, procedurally barred. This is not about innocence. Like, don't get me wrong, there are people in there that have done and committed the crimes. But that was not James's case. Thank you, Claudia. I'm not even gonna lie, like, it's so frustrating. I ain't holding up at all, I'll be honest with you. Like, I ain't holding up at all. There was no DNA and there was no witnesses. None. There was those 4 men together. Nobody knows how the heck it ended up in 2 lives being lost. Nobody. All we know is that co-defendant brought the weapon. Co-defendant had the intention to end a life. Co-defendant took that weapon from the gang members that he was a part of. Because when they did the DNA testing on the weapon, there was multiple DNA on there because it was like because that's where it came from. But James was excluded. And you know what's so crazy? I said to his lawyers, yeah, he had he loved basketball and football. Do you know what's so thank you, Amanda. Do you know what's so crazy? Is that we requested to retest the weapon again. Let me tell you something. They depleted, they destroyed majority of the DNA that was taken from the weapon. And when we requested to retest whatever was left of the DNA, they said there's no point because he was excluded already. Did you hear that? Do you want me to repeat myself? They had destroyed majority of the DNA testings that they had taken back in 2008, 2009. When we requested to retest whatever was left, they said no because James was already initially excluded. Let that sink in. Thank you. Thank you. It said majority of the DNA was depleted, the exact word, depleted, destroyed. But they won't show that in the media, would they? Why don't they show that on the media? But apparently I'm lying. Oh, it's a lip stain. It's a lip stain and um Summer Fridays gloss. That's why they didn't want to retry it. Hi, Sophie Louise. I'm doing okay. That's why they didn't want to retry it. Do I run and get the lip stain? It's in the bathroom. No, they James died because they were so adamant that he was the shooter. And as soon as the evidence started coming out that he wasn't, they were still adamant to shoot to end his life. And then obviously what happened was obviously the AG was saying it's a stall tactic. When the AG, the only reason he was doing that, it was because that green dollar. It was all political. It was political. It was elections. It was politics. It was the fact that he was a black. It was race. It was just his case. We knew once he gets an execution date, his case was the most politically driven one out of all the other execution dates. Look at all the other execution dates in Texas. Like, they really don't care about them. But we always knew from the jump that his execution date will be the most politically driven one. Thank you, Sophie. Thank you. It was political because there was so much evidence. The truth was starting to come out. Not only that, it's, I hate saying this, but you will see it if you go on DPIC, which is the Death Penalty Information Center. Majority of the time, if the defendant is black and the victims are white, the chances of you getting the death penalty is so much more higher. Not only that, so everything I'm saying is actual facts from the DPIC, which is the Death Penalty Information Center. You will find all the information. Hey, Regan, how are you, my darling? You will find all the facts on that and the statistics, right? Not only that, James's case was so political because of how racially charged it was and how much evidence there was and how this false confession would have never been admissible in court if they did a retrial in 2026. There's so much stuff that was happening. Thank you. Thank you. That's a question I just asked, right? That's a question that I just asked. Why is the cousin so protected? Especially by the families. Why don't they ever run after him? Because let me tell you something. The plan was from the cousin. The weapon was bought by the cousin. The intention was by the cousin. And did you know that the cousin tried to appeal his case and the courts didn't even look at it? Because why? Because why? No, his cousin's darker skin than James is. James was biracial. He was mixed race, and his cousin's even like. If you go on YouTube and type in "justice for James Broadnax," you will see the cousin confessing in detail. There you go. Why do you think? That's a question I asked months before we even got an execution date. Yeah, James was never in a gang. Damaris was part of the Bloods gang. I actually have a DM by somebody who said they've known him to be part of that gang. Like they've claimed him. I'm just mad. I'm just so angry. He's been confessing. He just wouldn't put it on paper. And then when James got given an execution day, he panicked because that's when he realized, hold on a minute, he's about to be executed for something he didn't do. And that's why he said it. Oh, thank you. Oh my God, my phone is dying. No, I'm never allowed to speak to him face to face. And to be honest, there's nothing I have to say. No, honey, in America, you can't be the mixture. There is black, white, and Hispanic. There's no biracial. Us in the UK, we are very spoiled and blessed where you have ethnicity and you have about 20 different ethnicities. In America, it's black, white, Hispanic. That's it. If you have black in you, you're black. It doesn't matter how half white you are. Thank you, Brianna. Guys, I spent years, thank you. I spent years studying Texas law. When I mean, like, it came to a point, right, where I was before I even started my international human rights masters, whilst I was in law school, I came out my own way to study Texas law and the American Constitution and the death penalty, like way before. So not only was I studying my law degree, I came out my own way to study the death penalty. Did I ever think that I was going to end up with somebody on death row? Never, never in my life. But I sometimes think that I don't even know what I think. That's a lie. How's my walk with Christ going? Me and God have beef right now. Me and Jesus have beef right now. Like, I don't even want to pray. Like, I don't even want to read the Bible right now. I'm not even going to lie. I'm going to keep it real. I always kept it real. I don't even want to read the Bible. Like, how are you telling me keep on praying? How are you telling me when I sat there, me and James sat there and we did everything you asked us to do, and then you just take my husband home? Like, I don't even, maybe I'm wrong for it, but like, I don't want to talk to you right now. Like, Jesus, I don't want to talk to you right now. I don't even want to read your word right now. Like, how are you telling me in Luke to never give up, like, never give up praying? Like, how are you telling me? The only thing that I can understand right now is when he says, you may not understand what I'm doing right now, but you'll eventually see. Like, you know, that's the only place I kind of find peace in. But still, like, how can, do you know what's so crazy, right? I've come across some evil people in this earth. Like, I've come across some evil men in this earth, and they're just walking and walking around this earth like it's nothing. And you just take my husband like that? So that's all his life was worth? Abuse throughout his childhood and then locked up in death row. And it's like, what happened to chase my kingdom and I'll give you all things that you need? Like, my husband gave his life to you, and he stayed so, like, he was executed 20 days ago. Like, my husband stayed committed to you to the point that my husband's telling me, like, if you are not equally yoked with me, I don't want to marry you. Like, that's how committed my husband, like, I have his Bibles, the way he was just. So right now, like, Jesus, we have beef. Like, I don't want to speak to you right now. I don't want to read your word right now. Like, I tried to listen to a sermon online and I'm just angry. I'm angry. And I never thought that I would be angry at my Lord. Like, I can't even go to church because the same people in my church are gossiping my name. Like, am I missing James? You guys don't understand how much I miss my husband. Like, the last time I spoke to God, I was just screaming at him. When I do speak to him, What do I need to lie? Do you think I need to lie about my lip filler? I've got Botox on my damn forehead. Do you think I'm gonna lie about my lip filler? Get out of here, man. Honestly, some people are weird. Like, how are you obsessed with my lips? Like, don't you guys like? There's bigger problems in this earth. There are people dying. Thank you, Rissa. Thank you. Like, this is a mentality of people. They're more focused if my lips are real or fake. Like, I'm one person that will tell you, yeah, I've got Botox on my forehead, but my lips are natural. And you're more focused on my lips than bigger things in this earth. Like, it's weird. How are you sitting there staring at my lips? Are you weird? Faleminderit Sean. Like, can you imagine you're looking at somebody, you're going on. I'm not even going to listen to that, man. People don't know, my husband did not. When I met my husband, he was just not for God. Like, he was so angry at God. And I remember telling him, like, you could be angry at God. I love my Jesus. Like, and we left it as that. And then 3-4 months later, he gave his life to Christ. I didn't even know. I just received a message and he said that he watched a sermon for the first time in many years. And he felt God's presence in there. And he gave his life to Christ. That man changed. My husband used to tell me he doesn't know how to be vulnerable. Thank you. Like, that man used to sit there and tell me, I don't know how to pray. I don't know how to pray. I don't know what it is to be vulnerable. I don't know nothing. I have recordings of this man praying. Like, he thought the only prayer you need to do is the prayer from the Bible. This man's prayer went what? I used to be so. You don't understand. To hear a man pray is the most attractive thing. Like, you could honestly, like, the prayer that he would pray, I was blown, because when I first met him, he would say to me, how'd you pray? And I'd say to him, just speak to the Lord like your father. You don't need to be perfect. I remember we were reading Kings, because we would read the Bible every single day. And we were reading Kings. And, like, he would read one scripture. We would read one scripture, and I've got a recording which I need to put out. Yeah, he read one scripture about Solomon. What? He came up with a whole sermon. He had the ability. Like, not everybody has that ability, you know. It was like he fell in love so much with Christ. Everything was so important to him. Like, I'm telling you, you guys don't understand. I remember once he stopped speaking to me because he was like, you're just too lukewarm. And if we're going to be together, I can't be with somebody I'm not equally yoked to. And I remember he was just like, I remember he said to me, like, I cannot be with somebody that is not equally yoked to me. And this was somebody I had met who used to say to me, God doesn't need a name. I'm a Christian. I gave my life to Christ in 2019. When I was 25. I'm 31 now, so 6 years ago. He was incredible. Like, all he kept saying to me is, if God gives me the ability to come out, all I want to do is serve the Lord. Like, he said to me, the first minute I come out of that prison, if God wills it that I walk out of there alive, the first thing I want to do is go to the altar. I don't care about food. I don't care about nothing. I just want to go to the altar. That's what my husband kept saying to me. He was like, I just want to serve the Lord. I don't care about that life. I don't care about nothing. I don't care about money. I just want to serve the Lord. That's all he kept saying to me. And this was somebody who I had met was so against the Lord. He was giving wisdom to people in there. Like, on the day of his execution, a chaplain came to me and he said, you know, your husband's been giving me wisdom, and I have been in Christ all my life. And your husband was giving me wisdom. I don't know if it was because of me. No, he knew of Christ, right? But he grew up in the church, but he was so angry at God. And then because I was so adamant, like, I'm in Christ, like, I was so strong about it. I don't know what, and all I did was, this is all I did was, I just prayed in private and I said, Lord, have an encounter with him. Have an encounter with him. Because obviously at the time there was no relationship, there was no nothing. And I used to be scared that if he ever gets executed, I just want him to be saved. I want him to be in Christ, right? That's all I ever did was I prayed for him for 4 months. Lord, have an encounter with him in there. That's the only time you can have an encounter. That's all I did. That's all I did, right? I never spoke to him about it. I never pushed him to about it. Nothing. And next thing you know, hi, oh, thank you, thank you. And all I did was I received a message, and he was like, I gave my life to Christ. I watched this. I've got the message. I need to find it and I can show you guys. And literally he said to me, I gave my life to Christ. And then he used to make me feel like I was lukewarm because of how radically he changed. He became so radical in Christ that I remember I rededicated my life to Christ because he made me watch another sermon, and I'm like, goodness me, like I felt convicted. I felt convicted because I was the one that came to you talking about Christ, and now you're on another level. I felt convicted, and I remember being like, I cried. We watched a sermon because we would watch sermons a lot of the time together, and it was like I remember crying after a sermon, and I was like, I need to rededicate my life to Christ because I'm lukewarm. And that's why I'm telling you, like, this is why I'm so angry, because he pulled me so close to God, even closer than I've ever been in 6 years of being saved. And now I'm angry at him for taking him. Like, I don't know. I read more Bible because of him. I don't know. I'll never know. Do I have any regrets? I don't know. I always question, could I have done more? Was I too lazy? My ADHD kept coming in the way. There were days where I just didn't want to do anything. Sometimes I'm like, did I not pray enough? I don't know. We fasted, we prayed, I don't know. I genuinely don't know. I feel like I failed him. People don't understand how much I feel like I failed him. I don't know. Sometimes I'm like, the days where I felt so tired to pray, was it then? Was it then when maybe I should have prayed? I don't know. The days where I broke my fast because I was feeling dizzy and it was too hot. I don't know. I think the only peace I find is knowing that he gave his life to Christ. Like it used to be, it's weird. We used to be called Beauty and the Beast. Like I want to go to church because I know that's the place where I can cry at the altar. How can I go? When you know those people will just sit there and stare at you and gossip about you. I just, so I've just locked myself in the house. Do you know what I need? I need to be able to just be at the altar and cry it all out. That's all I need. Just cry it all out without being judged, without being looked at weird. Like, even if you judge me, pray for me. Like, pray for me. People don't even know my story, and my story is irrelevant because James's story is way more important than mine. But trust me, one thing that James and I used to say is, one thing that James and I used to say was that when you're so abused and you go through so much in life, one thing that you are very good at recognizing is manipulation and abusive people. We can see it from afar. We know what kind of person you are because that's something that you grew up and you become a professional analyst to abusive people. You can identify traits in people so quickly when they're a narcissist, when they're abusive, when they are manipulative. We both had to learn what love looked like. When there's no money, there's no date nights, there's nothing but just you. And not many people. Look at what happened in COVID. How many couples split up because they had to face each other more than they would ever? They now had to face with the true stuff. There was no money, there was no going out, there was no nothing. You just was with that partner consistently, trapped up in a house. I know couples, they didn't even make it to their wedding day. And they've been together for years. James and I, we pretty much all we had was that. And oh, honey, you actually called honey. You are so miserable. Do you know what? I actually feel sorry for people that once they struggle with something, they project it on every single person. Like, don't project your pain on people. Thank you. What are you, the prison analyst? I beg you, please, man. Go watch yourself, please. Do you know how many prison wives are still together? You're only talking about the ones that are public. You don't even know the ones that are in private. Do you know how many private prison wives I know? And their husbands are loyal to them. They live good lives, choices that, like, these fake analysts and these fake statistics. One thing I despise is projection. Don't project your pain on other people. Don't do that. Like, oh, do you know what? You're going. I ain't got time for you. Home time. Home time. Faleminderit. I wrote to him because of my master's degree. I wanted my dissertation to be realistic and to be truthful, right? And I wanted to know what it really was that I wanted to advocate for. Did I think I was going to be with him? No, I didn't. Like, we both made it very clear from the beginning, like, we don't want a relationship. He got there at 19. I would have been 13. He was 6 years older than me. So I definitely would. It's so funny because we used to speak about it and he used to say, like, thank you. I miss my best friend, man. I really miss my best friend. No, I'm not American. My husband was. Oh, Jesus. Thank you. Only positive thing is, I've got my therapy, which I told him not to arrange, but here we go. Still controlling my life, making sure I'm okay. Do you know what's so crazy? In the last moments, I got told that all he kept talking about was my wife, please make sure my wife is okay. Please take care of my wife. And they would tell him, like, they're about to kill you. And he's like, oh, well, you know, it is what it is. Like, just take care of my wife. I just need my wife, my wife. That's all he kept saying was my wife. Yeah, he was. He asked his he arranged it through some people. Guys, when I tell you my husband was that kind of person, like he was he was consistently make like this is the same guy that if I had a pain or something, you need to go to the ER. You need to go to the ER. Tiana, why are you stressing me out for Tiana? Like all the time. He was on my case. He gave me a whole lecture of why people shouldn't eat pork. He yeah, this what? He was I don't know. At this rate, I don't know. And so, do you know what's the scariest place? Do you know what's the scariest part of this all? Is that sometimes I'm like, you can't even undo this. It's too late. Po, di me folç që po, jam të fol anglisht për shkak që ma shumë njerëzit po kuptojnë anglisht. Ka një herë hin live edhe foli për shqip. Yeah, I think the scariest part is that sometimes it hits you that this cannot be undone. It's like, it's irreversible. Thank you. Yeah, I am. I am. Oh, thank you, Kelly. Until he's exonerated, I will fight. Talking about intimacy, some of you be intimate with people, but yet you still don't know your man or your woman. So what are you talking about? Why does intimacy... I am so confused why people think that you have to sleep with somebody to know somebody. What the heck? Some, like, honestly, take me back to the 1960s. Honestly, to God, like, I hate this era that we're in. I just hate it. Yeah. Yeah. Candyland Sweet, I already spoke about it. Honestly, there's no DNA that matches James. There was never any direct evidence to say that James did it. All they did was use rap lyrics and make him into a psychopath. That's it. That's it. His cousin's DNA was on everything. The weapon came from the cousin. The intention came from the cousin. His guilt always pointed at the cousin, but they used a false confession that they set up. No, his cousin's doing life without parole. I'll never get tired. I'll probably die. It sounds so extreme, but I'll probably die still saying it. Like, my last words will be keep on fighting, keep on saying it. Like, that's why my husband's last words was don't give up, keep on fighting, don't give up. I love you, Queen. Don't give up. Because they gave him a deal. Thank you. I'm just... I don't even know anymore, man, honestly. They don't get final meals in Texas. They just get whatever the prisoners are getting that day. No, they don't do it in Texas anymore. They haven't done it for a few years now. It's so weird, like the video I posted that he spoke about me. I watched it last night. Kept breaking, crying. No. I wasn't even allowed to touch him before he left. I don't know. He had quite a few people. He spoke before. He had quite a few friends. He had a lot of friends. Listen, people used to message my husband all the time. It was so funny the day. Well, it wasn't funny, but like... Yeah. I did speak Albanian. I do speak Albanian. Even James learned how to speak Albanian. Thank you. Why do I need a man? For what? For what? The man's not going to want me anyways. I'm going to get off in a few minutes. I'm trying. I don't know anymore. I really don't know anymore. He took the blame because James had never had a criminal record. The cousin did. And The chances of the cousin getting the death penalty was supposed to be higher than James's. Not only that, James was high of PCP, so he showed every sign of PCP, which was lack of emotion, disoriented, suicidal. And they ran after him. It was never about James's innocence or guilt. It was that they just wanted to get revenge. They wanted to have the last laugh. That's what they wanted. And now they're trying to shut me up because I'm speaking about the truth. It's crazy because they truly believed that once they killed James, that's it. But they genuinely didn't realize that James left something behind, which was me, the only person that will speak up his case. Do you know how many people used to jump up and down to speak to James? And James would ask them, like, please, like, fight for my innocence. Like, what shocks me is for 15 years, people have spoken to him. And people weren't willing to get up and fight for him. Because they enjoyed James's company. That's what it was. James was loving. James was caring. James was, oh wow. Oh wow, Claudia, really? Like, there were people that he would speak to, and like they will sell him dreams that they're gonna do this and they're gonna do that. But they wasn't doing anything. All they were doing was just trying to get James's time to fill up their own egos, because James was that kind of person that he would boost your confidence, he would encourage you. I'm his wife. So how can I use James? How can I use my husband for fame? Tell me now. I own every right to my husband. Every one of it. Do you guys know when people say, "Oh, you're using James for fame"? I'm his wife. I have every right. I have his ashes. I have his clothes. I even have his boxers. I even have his toothbrush. The last spoon he ate with. I own the rights of our last name. So when people want to talk about, I even own the rights with our social media. So when people want to talk, so when people start putting my husband's name, I can even sue you in regards of my husband. Okay, I own nothing. Okay, all right, law. Oh, you sound like a bitter ex, honey. About I don't know nothing. People don't realize, even people like right now, if I wanted to, people that use his name to talk about my husband, I can sue your asses. I own the Broadnax last name. Anything that James Broadnax has today, I own it. And I will forever own it. And you think I'm going to give my last name away for anybody else? No. I own nothing. Tell me why I don't own anything. Come on, hater baby. Come on. I don't own nothing. Okay. Yeah, because you guys are in my business. Go on the public records. You will see what I own. Go on the public records and you see what I own. I don't own nothing. Okay. Right? Right? Honey, I don't know nothing. His own mother that birthed him doesn't have anything. Nothing. Thank you, Vita. His own mother. I've never touched him physically. Go on my page and you'll see. Yep, I sure did, didn't I, George? Yep. He married me too, by the way. You can't marry. Marriage is not just one-sided. Maybe you marry people, but you force people to get married, maybe? When people say you married somebody for this and that, two people have to get married, by the way. It takes two, especially in the prison system. I take the piss out of marriage, okay? I wish some of you really went to school. Why are people so triggered about what I own and how I own my husband's rights? Why are people so triggered? No consummate? Oh, Lord have mercy. You guys consummate your marriages, yet your adultery, the adulteress is crazy. Yes, he's gone. Okay, all right. Becky, I hope you never lose your husband. I pray to the almighty name of Jesus that I am having beef with right now. I pray to the Lord of almighty Jesus that you never lose your husband. I pray to God. Because if I didn't have no rights, tell me why I had every single say when it came to his body. Why the day of his execution, I told people what can and cannot be done. Why are his ashes right here? I'm not even going to get into the more admin stuff and the more other stuff. But people don't know. I just pray. I would not wish it on my worst, I would not wish it on my worst enemy to lose their husband. I would not wish it on my worst enemy to lose your spouse. I would not wish it on anybody. It's so crazy. Do you know what's so crazy? How people are so triggered because you have no reason to attack my relationship other than that fact that you're just jealous and you see that we had something in those circumstances that you can't even have on the outside. I'm so sorry, Georgie. I'm so sorry. No, he didn't want a funeral. He didn't want a funeral. We had a memorial with the people that he chose beforehand, and that was beautiful, but he didn't have a funeral because he just said he doesn't have a home and he wanted us to be buried next to each other. And he said, if it can't happen, just cremate me and take me with you. If I could go back and change, do you know what? I would say the petty disagreements. I said this to him before he passed. I said, I wish we never had the petty disagreements. And because they were not worth it. Yeah, so the whole point of him being cremated and be brought back to the UK with me is so that we can be buried together. So his ashes will eventually be buried. And then obviously he wanted us to, he didn't have support from nowhere but me. Let's keep it real. Um, yeah. So that's why he got cremated. Because obviously sending a body over it would be more expensive, and it would have been much more of a hassle. So we both agreed that he gets cremated and that he would get buried next to me. That's what I'm saying to you. He did not trust anybody with his body but me. Like, yeah, so obviously um the prison has a contract with the funeral home that they sent him to initially, and then I wanted him to have a black owned funeral home, which they were incredible. When I mean they went above and beyond. um yeah, so he had a black owned funeral, um and funeral home, and then we cremated him, and yeah, and then he came here. Yeah. Do you know what? Just out of not having drama and bullshit, I don't talk about his family, but we know the truth. And there is a reason why James only wanted me to see his body and only wanted me to be in charge of everything. Yeah, so I have my therapist now. I've started therapy. Mm, thank you. Yeah, I keep all his belongings. Yeah. No, James said no. James was very clear about his ashes being all together in one place. He always wanted to be buried, but he felt that he never had a home to be buried in, and that he really wanted us, me and him, to be buried next to each other. So James was very clear that he didn't trust anybody with his ashes but me, and that it will always just be him and I. And there's a reason for that. I'll never find love again. I can tell you that. He's doing life without parole. Oh, here we go. I don't deserve what? Go on. There's so many things in the background. That's what I'm saying to you. There's so many things in the background that's happened for the way things went. And yeah. Thank you, Tara. There's so many reasons of why I was the only one that was in charge of his body, why I'm the only one that has all his belongings, why I'm the only one that witnessed him. I'm the only one that dealt with everything. There's a reason to that. And my husband was very clear. one thing about my husband, he was a very, very precise and clear man. He never left places for questioning. He's just going to continue his life without parole. Thank you. I did feel mad because we've been telling him to tell the truth for so many years. Like, he just wouldn't put it on paper until after we got an execution date. That's when he decided to put it on paper. He's been saying the same, he's been confessing from time before. No, I don't need to visit him. I'll pray for him when I'm ready to start praying in general. His cousin's really struggling mentally right now, so you just gotta pray for him. Anything I do right now, it's not gonna bring him back. The only thing that I can do is clear his name. That's it. That is it. Other than that, nothing will ever bring my husband back. Like, no matter how mad I am at the people for doing it, no matter, like, hi. No matter what happens, he's not coming back. I wish there was something I could do. I wish there was something I could do to bring him back, but I can't. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. You guys don't understand what I would give to bring him back. Thank you, Jem. Thank you. It's so annoying because he even on the letter that he wrote to me, the last letter that morning of his execution, he wrote me a letter. And he was like, in the lines of like, I know that you used to get annoyed when I used to tell you to celebrate our love, but I want you to celebrate our love. And it was just like, that's what he wanted, was that we celebrate what we had. I celebrate what we had. People don't realize, like, my joy is taken away for the rest of my life. And I don't care what other people say. Like, oh, there are times where things are happening and I want to tell him, and it's just, he bought the rings. Oh, bless you guys. Yeah, I have his ring. It's literally, I got a table with his ashes, his ring, and just everything on there. I even got his shower slippers. He left everything. Like, he left his socks, the last clothes he wore before he passed. I've got his clothes that I bought for his view, like when I viewed his body. I've even got his boxers. Like, the reason why I don't want to wear the ring around my neck is because it still has like his his prints from his skin on there, and I don't want it to rub off. Yeah. All I know is right now I feel so alone. Right now I feel, yes, every day. For the last 20 days, every single day, I have panic attacks in my sleep, which I never knew you could have. Having a panic attack in your sleep. Like, it came to a point where the doctor was like, we need to prescribe you sleeping tablets. My panic attack will override the sleeping tablet. Thank you. Thank you. Like yesterday, I just spent the whole day sleeping. Yesterday, I just spent the whole day sleeping. That's all I did. The whole day, or I was crying, or I was just like, I can't, like I said earlier, I can't sleep in my bedroom. I can't, like I've been sleeping in the front room. Thank you. Thank you. I've been sleeping on the sofa. That's what I've been doing. And then I try to sleep and it feels like my body's jittery and it's just like I live alone. Thank you, Lisa. Thank you. Like, and it just frustrates me because everyone says, "Oh, I didn't even go on live yesterday." Like, I didn't even go on live yesterday. If I went on live yesterday, but yeah, yeah, I don't know where she is. Thank you. It's like, do you know what annoys me is everybody that keeps coming after me. Everybody moved on. Like, everybody's moved on. People got remarried. Good morning, Kathy. Everybody got remarried and all of that stuff. Like, I'm stuck. Like, people even lie about my life. Like, nobody knows my life. But that relationship was never fixed. Because if it was fixed, I would not be in my house alone. Amen. Thank you. I want to know who you are, that you know so much about me and my mum. Not in a bad way, but I just want to know who you are. This is one thing about me, right? I've always been a compassionate person. Like, I've always had a heart for people. I always find the benefit of the doubt. I give people the benefit of the doubt all the time. Like, that's always been me. Sometimes I've been even too kind, and that's bit me so many times. Oh, oh, okay. Thank you. Thank you, Monica. I've always been a people's person, and like people just sit there and say, "Oh, your husband." I'm like, you don't understand. I'm that kind of person. I've always been like that for everybody. Whoever was oppressed, whoever was like, I always fought for people no matter what. And it just so happened to be my husband this time. But like, I've always given people the benefit of the doubt. I gave flipping Greg Abbott the benefit of the doubt on the last minute. I visited him too many times. I've lost count. How many times I visited him in prison. Lost count. Genuinely. I'm a Leo. Do you know what, Leah? It's crazy because it's like I don't want the days to go. Like I'm upset with the night and the day. Um, that's what see what I'm saying? Like I gave Greg Abbott the benefit of the doubt. When I had a meeting with him, they killed him. That's what they did about him. That's what they're doing about him. They've killed him. Well, let's see if he wins this next election. Yeah, Greg Abbott. Yeah. I can't believe I gave him the benefit of the doubt. And a part of me, the part of me, when I had a meeting with him and his team, actually made me believe that he would do the right justice. Like, all I did was just ask him to investigate the admission. That's all I said. I said, just give him 30-day reprieve and investigate the admission. No, no. That's what everybody kept saying. Like he apparently was expecting my call. Him and his team were expecting my call because all I did was just call up and say, "Hey, can I please speak to him?" kind of thing. Like I wanted to do what everybody else was doing, calling up. I wanted to be because I felt like I'm asking everybody to call him and I haven't done it yet. So I called him and they was like, "Oh, Miss Broadnax, we've been expecting you. We're gonna transfer you and book you in for 12:15." And I'm like, "Damn, I've only got 2 hours left." And thank you. And yeah, I was in a meeting and they were listening to me, and his counselor, Trevor, was like, it's all up to him. It's all up to my boss. And I was like, well, you know, just investigate it. Stop it for now and investigate it. And he all kept saying to me, it's up to him. It's up to him. And I had hope. I had hope. And he didn't even have the face to call. He just shut his phone down and he went home. Like, I was going to be petty, but I'm not going to. See, this is the thing. I fear the Lord, you know. Because I know people call him Hot Wheels, but I fear the Lord. I'm not even going to make jokes before I end up in a wheelchair myself. But like, he just put the phone down, didn't even ring us. Didn't even ring us to say, hey, thank you, amen. He didn't even ring us to say, oh no. He just did like silence. Morning. I miss Texas. I miss the sun. I know that weather's got so much more better. Oh, I miss Texas and the crawfish. I'm so glad I was there during the crawfish season. Stop it. I do miss a storm though. I'm not even gonna lie, because when it storms, you guys know when it storms in Texas, you know that good heat is coming, is following through. I'm in the UK. Yeah, I'm in the UK. You guys know when that thunderstorm shakes those houses, but you know the sun is gonna come even harder the next day. Oh, I love Texas. Like, James used to laugh at me because, like, once I started coming to Texas, I felt like a Southern girl. Really? Do you know what? We're about to have a heat wave in the UK. Yeah, James used to laugh. He used to call me his Southern Belle because as soon as I can, like, eventually, hopefully I do, like, I love Texas. This is one thing, yeah, that, like I was saying, James used to call me a Southern Belle because once I came to Texas, I fitted in so well. Like, I fitted in so well. And I love the food. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I visited so many countries. I've been all over Europe. I've been all over the US. Yeah. He was from Texarkana, Arkansas side. I was definitely a Southern girl. Like, the food, I miss that cornbread. I miss the cornbread, the fried chicken, the grits, the crawfish, the greens. Mm-mm-mm. The water corn. Oh, thank you. Amen. My Southern Texans know. Yep, the corn. Oh, what I would do for some good hot water cornbread. What? I no. I literally retired the beans on toast for my cornbread. And the packets, but do you know what? The packets that come, what was it called? The packets that you make the cornbread with, and then you've got the honey cornbread. Oh, I miss it so much. And the gumbo. Thank you. The Jiffy. Yep, there we go. The Jiffy cornbread. You guys can see I'm a Southern belle. I'm not even gonna lie. Like I keep saying, the crawfish are incredible. You get them at HEB first thing in the morning because you want to make sure you get the first clean batch. I'm hoping so. I'm hoping to come back to Texas. You can't get behind the iced tea. No, honey, we need some iced tea. We need some iced tea. You have to add a little sugar to the Jiffy. Get off 100%. 100%. Sweet tea is the thing. Oh my goodness. Am I hurt? Boy. I miss you too. I need to message you guys back. Sorry. I was waiting until you guys wake up. Sorry. Because I know the time difference is crazy. I miss you guys. I miss the food so much. What else did I eat? Seafood boil. The seafood boil. Listen, let me tell you something. I can tell you now, right? Texans can season their food. Like, you are guaranteed, if you're going to eat any food from Texas, is going to have flavor. Flavor. No, I'm not in the US anymore. Texans, oh yeah. A 100%. 100%. Yes. Oh, honey. The ribs. Right? Don't get me started in the barbecue. Do not get me started in the barbecue. You need a good cookout. You need a good Texas cookout. You're gonna have a blast. You're gonna have the best time in your life. I definitely do. A good Texan steak. Yes. I know, right? I definitely know about that. Do you know what I missed? Obviously, the rodeo was on in Houston when I was there, but I couldn't make it because obviously I was going through the situation with James and his case. But I really, really, really wanted to try the turkey leg, and then eventually I was able to. Someone was able to get it for me. But knocked my socks off. It knocked me the hell out. It put me to sleep. Let me tell you something. Everything I was eating, it was putting me to sleep. Sleep, honey. London. It was putting me to sleep. Will I ever get married again? No. Nah, I'm always going to be Miss Broadnax. Guys, can we have a cookout when I come back to Texas? 100%. 100%. I know you're gonna get. I know you guys are gonna feed me well. I had the best food. The way I was being fed. Oh, I'm surprised. Obviously, the whole situation made me lose so much. No, 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 no. James's lawyers definitely didn't get paid off. I know that for a fact. It was so annoying because obviously I couldn't eat properly during the whole season of just fighting his case. But I miss everything about Texas. Please tell me I got taken to Bucky's in Dallas, that big Bucky's where you have like miles of gas fill up places. I had a blast in there. Like, James loved enchiladas. Little Bucky's. Listen, Josh knows what I'm talking about. Bucky's, he took me there with his family. I had a blast. Like, you could find anything in Bucky's, including your mother, father, and your grandparents. Like, it was... No. Right? Bucky's is insane. Oh, can you see, guys? The only thing that makes me smile is James Broadnax and Texas food. And then, do you know what I love about Texans? The hospitality. I'm not even going to lie. The hospitality of Texans. Like, that's why I'm so annoyed of what happened to us. Because, honestly, like, I used to say, like, my life feels complete. Just the fact that my husband is inside. That was the only thing. Like, I felt so complete for the first time in my whole entire life. Like, it was just crazy. But the hospitality with Texans is a different level. Like, you go into the store, hi ma'am, welcome to so-and-so. Welcome here, welcome to Walmart. Is there anything I can help you with? Oh yes, so that's the problem now. I started saying honey, baby. Oh yeah, so obviously we say 5. And so 50545. And then it's what else is it? Back up. And what other stuff? 1 thing for sure and 2 things for certain. It was so funny because James was like, you've really picked up too many Texan lingo. Right? And then what else is there? You know what I find so weird to say? When they say finna. I'm a finna go here. It never sounds y'all, yeah? How y'all doing today? But I find it so weird to say it because I can't say it properly. So it's like James used to laugh so much. Because I spoke to him every single day for hours on end. So it's like, oh, see, that's the Detroit way. But, oh, honey, how you doing today? No, baby, you better eat up some food. And do you know what I find so interesting? That Texans are so affectionate. Like, they are super affectionate. It took me a long time to get used to it because us British people were just some cold people. Thank you. I miss Texas. I have to come back. Right? Southern food and hospitality. Honey. That's why I'm so upset that a lot of people mess it up. Because Southern hospitality, like Southern, is just so nice. It's just a lot of people ruin it. 3 months. I was in Texas for 3 months, but then I've been back and forth to Texas a lot of time. But what? Listen, the driving in Texas, we all know we don't drive at 70 miles per hour in Texas, in those highways. We all know that 70 miles per hour, we do not drive. and we know how to swing our cars from lane to lane. If you don't know how to drive, don't even bother driving. Yes, if it's 70, you need to add an extra 10. Or I'm telling you, they will tailgate you. They will bully you out of that lane. You will get bullied out of that lane. I'm telling you now. 70 is just a suggestion. Well, I'm going to take that. If you don't know how to do lane swanging, don't bother. Don't bother. Right? You always have to add an extra 10. Listen, I'm telling you now, you know if you can... Do you want to test your driving skills? Go to Texas. I promise you. Oh, yeah. See, that's what I'm saying. If you want to test your driving skills... Thank you. Do you know what I find so funny is that only in Texas have I seen cars that literally they've had car crashes and there's duct tape holding the front bumper and the back. Like, do you know what's so funny? They used to be, what was the billboards used to say? What was the billboards that used to say that? Do you know what, Jazzy, yeah? I have never been stopped by the police in Houston. The one time I got stopped was because I went through a stop sign and I didn't see it. That's the only ever time. And he didn't give me a ticket. Bless his soul, he didn't give me a ticket. But, yeah. Listen, I used to zoom down. I remember there was one time, right? I will never forget, I was driving on the left lane. So obviously the left lane is our overtaking lane. And I see the police behind me and they're driving like, right? Oh, girl, I love it because do you know what? I love the fact that people don't get... In America, people don't care. They have to duct tape the front bumper because they know it's expensive, but they know they have to get from A to Z. And it has to be done one way or the other. Like, the dedication is... I love it. But yeah, so as I was driving, I remember I saw my rear mirror, this police car. I'm trying to, like, as soon as I saw him, I went back to, like, the 60 in the highway, right? And on the way to see James, I'm on the 60 on the highway from Houston to Livingston. Next thing you know, I see a police officer behind me, literally tailgating me. I move out the way. My guy went 120. Shoof. There's no speed cameras in Texas, honey. Speed cameras where? That's why we get away with the way we drive in Texas. There's no speed cameras. But yeah, we have a lot of speed cameras in the UK. Oh no, honey. The only speed camera you have is if you catch a police officer on the side. But you learn, when you're driving in Texas, you learn very well how to identify police officers. I shouldn't even be saying this stuff. You should visit the UK. That's why I struggle to drive here, because in the UK, because it's like I'm so used to driving over there. Of course, Texas, this is what I'm saying. See, Texans, when they want to fight for the right thing, they know how to fight for the right thing. But I'm not even going to lie. Dallas, compared to Houston, Dallas is a different level. A different level when it comes to highways. I used to drive from Arkansas to Houston in 6 hours. And I would have a blast driving. Literally drive from Arkansas through to Atlanta, Texas, through to, where was I driving? Through, I just know I was driving that. What was the route I used to drive? 6 hours. Get to Livingston in a space of 6 hours, easy. Oh, yeah. I call them the roller coaster. When I tell you, I have seen some crazy car crashes. Like, oh, yeah. I literally used to see cars just going, no, 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 no. Like, literally, I used to see cars like movies just flip. I've seen big trucks, like 18-wheeler trucks, just. I feel like, do you know what? Out of all the states I've been, I feel like Texas is not bad in terms of living. I will never regret marrying my husband. It's Livingston outside of Houston. Yeah, it's literally, so it's, where is it? So there's Houston downtown, there's Humble, then there's Conroe, and then obviously more on the east side, there's Livingston, and then on the other side, there's Huntsville. So yeah, it depends where in Houston you are, but it's up north. I believe you take the 610. Was it the 610? No, which interstate do you take? I can't remember now. '59 to Livingston. Yeah, sorry. 59 to Livingston. Oh, yeah. Thank you. You can see I spent too much time in Texas. Too much time. I love Texas. And I'll be honest with you, James was a proper Southern boy. Like, James was a Southern boy. Like, he was a proud Southern boy. Like, yeah. I quickly knew to be with James, I need to just accept his Southernness. He was a proper Southern. Super big Southern boy. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. I'm not... And I love the fact that you've been sitting here the same amount of time watching me. Yeah, he had a strong Southern accent. Well, actually, I wouldn't say he was strong because I've had some strong Southern accents, but he was very Southern cultured in other ways. But he did have his... And I'm not even gonna lie. Can I be honest? Southern chivalry. You guys, what I'm trying to say. Southern is incredible. I actually need to get off in 10 minutes. Do you know what? James and I just wanted to play. We just wanted the normal Southern life. We wanted a nice house. We wanted a couple horses, a couple dogs, and just have kids and be good citizens. Like, that's what we wanted. We loved Texas a lot, but we had decided it wouldn't have been good to live in Texas if he was ever to come out. But yeah. We just wanted a peaceful life. Like, nobody would have heard of us. Let me tell you something. James was a proud American. Thank you. James was a proud American, proud Southern boy. Like, he wanted a truck. What truck did he want? He wanted the what was it, DMC, GMC? Oh my God. Follow and like my journey. Entertainment content. I post what I want. Yet you're here telling me, oh, you again. Thank you. What is it? What is the trucks? The GMC? The proper Texan trucks that you see the advert. You only can find the best Texan trucks. GMC, there we go. I've seen that GMC advert about 15,000 times. That's what I'm saying. That's how Southern he was. He wanted the GMC's truck. No, he didn't want a funeral. Thank you, Leona. He wanted his horses. He wanted to be a rodeo guy. I'm gonna get off in a few minutes, but yeah. No, I'm not in the US anymore. I'm back in the UK. Thank you. Oh, I'm so jealous. Thank you. Listen, don't say that, because I want to come and see the rodeo. Like, I need to be a part of the shows. Do you know what I want to watch? Is the bull, what do you call it? When the guys are in the bulls and the bulls are just going crazy and then they try to hold on to it. James got me into all of that stuff. Yeah. Bull riding, yes. Well, that was easy, Tiana. Yeah, we had hope till the last second. Morning. Yeah, I'm gonna get off in 5 minutes. That is so cool. That is so cool. I do find comfort in talking about him. I just want to go see a bull riding. That's what I want to go see, is bull riding, because that seems so cool. I don't think I'll ever try it. I'll probably try the play one, like the one that you find in the, but oh, thank you, Josh. I love my family. I love my family. Do you know what I find so cool as well? How these young little kids, they come with these beautiful looking animals, like these sheep and these, like, they look insane. Like, I'm not gonna lie, this is what I'm saying to you. Texans know best on upkeeping animals, like the horses, the stallions, the horse that won the rodeo. It was beautiful. I used to speak to him for 6 hours a day. Yeah, those no, I'm in the UK now. Guys, when I come back, I just want a pound, maybe a pound and a half of crawfish. And I want I miss the HEB potato salad, the mustard one. Yeah, I recorded a lot of our conversations, which I'm slowly kind of releasing, but I have to cut a lot of it because a lot of it's personal. Thank you. See? I love my family. I'll be honest with you. During the, it depends what time you're going, where you're going. I find Dallas to be cheaper than Houston. Thank you, guys. I find Dallas, to fly to Dallas is cheaper than Houston. I find it for some reason. And then it depends when you book your like what time of the year you're booking your tickets. Because in the summer right now, during August, it's like £2,000 for me and my daughter. Yeah, so it will be DFW. And it depends what airline you fly with. No, I have my own American number. Yeah, like during the summer. But then, like, in other times, you'll probably go there with like less than $1,000. So it's during the summer that's the most expensive, which I hate it. But then some people will stop over, like it for the UK. Sometimes it's cheaper to stop over in New York because it's much more cheaper to fly out to New York. Really? With what airline? Sometimes it's cheaper to fly out to New York and then go from there. Yeah, when I paid for no, but I had to stop in New York for his legal team. British Airways. British Airways sometimes can be super expensive, I'll be honest with you. Try Virgin Atlantic. I'm not gonna lie. What's that brand? North Atlantic. They fly to Dallas for super cheap, but it adds up when you add the suitcases and you stop in Orlando. There is a stopover in Orlando with North Atlantic. I flew once with North Atlantic and never again. This time I went there with British Airways and then I came back with Virgin Atlantic. I need to get off, guys. I need to get off. Message me, Kiki. Message me. How, Kastravet? Message me and then I can have a look for you if you want. But yeah, guys, God bless you all. And yeah. Oh. There's so many different ways. There's so many different ways to fly out. You just have to kind of know. You learn very quickly, but yeah. God bless you guys. Speak to you guys soon. Bye. Thank you. There we go. Thank you guys. Bye. Thank you. There we go. Thank you, guys.